AMD Ryzen 9 7900X Review. The AMD Ryzen 9 7990X is one of the fastest consumer desktop processors ever released by AMD. With its maximum turbo frequency reaching an impressive 5.6 GHz. With the AMD Ryzen 9 7900X processor, they've been able to cram in 6.57 billion transistors, which is a significant improvement from the 4.15 billion in Zen 3. Zen 4 also offers support for newer features to ensure AMD's newest processors are future-proofed. With support for DDR5 RAM, you can take advantage of the latest memory standards, while upgrading to PCIe 5.0 allows you to use the fastest solid-state drives available today. As mentioned before, you will need to buy a new motherboard with the new AM4 AM3 Plus sockets, but the cost of doing so should be worth it. AMD has been at the forefront of CPU performance for years now, but Intel has closed the gaps in recent times. However, AMD still deserves massive praise for its efforts. A potential cause for worry is that AMD has opted not to increase the number of cores and threads available in its new Ryzen 9 3950X processor. Instead opting for a slightly lower clock speed than the previous generation. At the moment, the Intel Core i9-12900K isn't even the world's best gaming processor. With the release of the new Ryzen 7 series processors, AMD has taken back the top spot from Intel for gaming performance. The AMD Ryzen 9 3900X is the most powerful CPU I've ever tested, no matter how you cut it. It has impressive speed and performance. In Horizon Zero Dawn, it was able to outperform the Intel Core i9-12900K by 7 frames per second, and in Dirt Rally, it had a 30 FPS improvement. Synthetic benchmarks show that the AMD Ryzen 9 3900X has superior performance compared to the Intel Core i9-9980HK. It even beats out the quad-core processor by 4 cores. It has never been more important to look at how much electricity your computer uses when idle and under stress than it is now. When we ran an empty operating environment, the CPU consumed 78 watts of power. That was 5 watts lower than the Intel Core i9-9980HK, which drew just 73 watts. But it was a very different story when testing the processor under load. When running the Cinebench R23 test, the Ryzen 9 7900X build reached a maximum power draw of 216 watts. That's pretty much average for an enthusiast-level gaming system. However, it was far superior to what the Intel CPU could achieve, which hit a whopping 330.7 watts. It'd be good if you could take into consideration the temperature of a CPU. When buying one, because it would help you decide how much you want to spend on a cooling unit, and how much room you'd have for overclocking. When idle, the Intel Core i9-7900X produced the highest CPU temperatures in the group test, registering at 44 degrees Celsius. When using the PC marked and extended benchmarks, the AMD Ryzen 9 7900X was once again the hottest processor, but the Intel Core i9-12900K wasn't too far behind. This means that you really do require an expensive cooling solution if you want maximum power from your system.